Good evening, everyone. Thanks for joining us. I'm Brian Burns. An Ingleside woman could be facing charges after an officer-involved shooting overnight. The details behind it are tonight's top story. Around 9:30 last night, Ingleside police officers responded to a call of shots fired in the area of Pace Avenue and Sunray Road. When officers arrived, they found 42-year-old Heather Roebuck inside a home holding a rifle. After announcing their presence and ordering her to drop the weapon, she instead raised the rifle and aimed it toward the officer. The officer discharged his weapon, striking Roebuck and causing her to drop the rifle. Roebuck was then transported to Christus Pond Shoreline, where she underwent surgery and is in stable condition tonight. She could be facing charges including aggravated assault with a deadly weapon against a peace officer. The officer who fired his weapon has been placed on administrative leave while the investigation continues.